That's next on the Racehorse Digest. The Racehorse Digest is presented by Citgo. As spring arrives at Santa Anita, the thoughts turn to the March to the Kentucky Derby. As always, there is a great chance the eventual Derby winner will come by way of this historic Southern California track. The Grade 2 San Felipe Stakes was the latest sophomore test at Santa Anita, and it featured the return of Point Given, who hasn't been to the track since last December when he won the Hollywood Futurity. The distance is 1 1/16. Here's the field. And it featured some horses with big prices like Bank Street and Silver Tongue Fox. Gold Trader was the third choice. The second choice turned out to be Skip to the Stone. And rounding out the field, the overwhelming favorite, Point Given. He's trained by Bob Baffert, ridden by Gary Stevens. And at the break, he would get away with the leaders. But as they moved down the backstretch, the closers were starting to make up some ground. But they're going to need a strong late kick to catch the favorite. Here's what happened in the Grade 2 San Felipe.
Past the 3/8 they go, and look at this, 5 in a line. On the extreme outside, Point Given in the white blinkers now takes the lead. He's still got his ears cocked. He's still cantering as Point Given. Gary Stevens hasn't asked him yet. I Love Silver is winding up with Jamaican Rum at the back. Heads a turn for home, and now Stevens pushes on Point Given, and he responds. Out comes I Love Silver to make a race of it. And I Love Silver is chasing Point Given home through the stretch, but Point Given finds more. I Love Silver again second, but the class of Point Given was just too much, and Point Given wins well in the San Felipe. I Love Silver was second, then Jamaican Rum and Bank Street, Indy lead.
Point Given turns for home 5 wide, wins by 2 1/4. He strengthens his claim as California's leading Kentucky Derby contender. This is the third stakes win for this son of Thunder Gulch. He's owned by the Thoroughbred Corporation, trained by Bob Baffert, and guided by Hall of Famer Gary Stevens. You might remember this youngster was beaten by a nose by Macho Uno in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile last November. On a down note, Gold Trader was eased in the stretch. The Golden State Mile winner suffered injuries to his right hind cannon bone and could not be saved. While we're on the subject of the 3-year-olds, here's the latest NTRA poll. With the win, Point Given is on top. His next start will probably be the Santa Anita Derby. Monarchos is number 2. He is reportedly gearing up for the Wood Memorial. Dollar Bill, Millennium Win, and Heroes Tribute round out the top 5, but expect big changes ahead as we get closer to that first Saturday in May. If you'd like to watch the 3-year-olds race this weekend, take a break from the NCAA tournament and enjoy the Spiral Stakes from Turfway this Saturday. Headlining the field will be the Elliott Walden-trained Meet You at the Brig. Meet You at the Brig won the Grade 3 Iroquois Stakes at Churchill last fall, doing it right here, but he finished a disappointing 8th at the Fountain of Youth Stakes at Gulfstream last month. Potential favorite Holiday Thunder has been scratched from the race due to a foot injury. You can see the $600,000 Spiral Stakes this Saturday at 4 Eastern on ESPN. It's another stop on our Racing to the Kentucky Derby series. It'll be a nice break from that Duke Invitational basketball tournament that will be on a competing network. And how would you like to win $6,000 this weekend? All you need is some handicapping insight and a way to surf the net. It's the Pick 6 competition at ESPN.com. Click on horse racing and the fun begins. You can sign up Friday. All 6 races are on Sunday. And the best news of all, it's all free to play. Head to ESPN.com and you could be a winner. This ESPN presentation of Racehorse Digest is brought to you by Citgo. We know you. By Visa, proud sponsor of the Visa Triple Crown. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. By Long John Silver's, you can't resist the cravings. And by EDS, Road to the Roses Fantasy Challenge. Log on to NTRA.com to register.
The 3-pint breakup. So you finally dumped him.
Feel the need for speed? Satisfy it with American Quarter Horse Racing. It's easy to learn, and AQHA is ready to help. AQHA provides a variety of educational publications, videos, guides, and seminars. Whether you're an expert or enjoying your first day of the races, a winning ticket could be closer than you think. Call 1-800-414-RIDE or visit AQHA.com and discover the speed and excitement of America's fastest athlete, the American Quarter Horse.
Pepto-Bismol, from heartburn to diarrhea, because you never know.
High Endurance Red Zone. The strongest form of wetness protection Old Spice has ever made, just for guys who sweat big. Nothing is stronger, guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and Old Spice will buy you a stick of yours. Red Zone.
The very best in gaming, racing, and entertainment is waiting for you at Mountaineer Racetrack and Gaming Resort in Chester, West Virginia. Hi, I'm Ted Arnott, inviting you to enjoy all the fun, excitement, and world-class entertainment Mountaineer has to offer. Live and simulcast racing from around the country, your favorite games, nationally known performers, and our resort 18-hole golf course. Now that's entertainment. Mountaineer Racetrack and Gaming Resort, where fun never goes out of style.
Welcome back to the Digest as we check the Citgo leaderboard for the horses. On top, the 2000 Horse of the Year, Tiz Now, followed closely by Monarchos, who has done a nice job of establishing himself as the early favorite for the Kentucky Derby. And now to some champions of tomorrow as we peruse the bluegrass fields of Kentucky. The first foal is out of My Lady Lynn, and our second soon-to-be star is out of Some Kind of Lady. This is the kind of stuff that inspired that song, Run for the Roses. We start our first recap with some races around the country for fillies and mares. First is the Grade 3 $200,000 Oaklawn Breeders' Cup Stakes for ladies 3 and up, going a mile and a 16. The horse to watch here, Heritage of Gold, trained by Tom Amos, trying to get back on the winning track. Here's the call from Oaklawn.
Here they come into the stretch of the Oaklawn Breeders' Cup Stakes. It is Lou, Ravi, and Crystal C heads apart. To the outside, Heritage of Gold now straightens for the drive. Down the middle comes Heritage of Gold. Lou Ravi is right there, but Heritage of Gold is full of run, and she is back. Heritage of Gold has taken the lead by a length. Lou Ravi is second. They come for the wire with the 16th to go. Heritage of Gold is going to defend her title, and Lou Ravi is going to run second. Once again, it's Heritage of Gold by 2. Lou Ravi holding on for second.
Heritage of Gold with jockey Robbie Alvarado take the Oaklawn Breeders' Cup Stakes by 2 lengths over Lou Ravi. The 1-2 finish was a repeat in last year's running of this race. Heritage of Gold, a $30,000 Keeneland sales grad, paid $4.20 for the win. In her last effort, she finished 3rd in the Breeders' Cup Distaff, owned by Jack Gary, trained by Tom Amos. She has now won 16 of 27 with earnings of $2.3 million. Now to Santa Anita and the Grade 2 $150,000 Santa Ana Handicap for 4 and up fillies and mares at a mile and an 1/8 on the turf. The favorite, number 4, Beautiful Noise, went off at 5-2. Here's the call.
They turn for home, and Red Charmer gets the lead. Red Charmer, Mathieu Gris running a big one. Beautiful Noise on the outside, coming to tackle him, and High Walden now taking off. High Walden coming late. Beautiful Noise, though, gets the lead. Beautiful Noise, High Walden coming flying on the outside. Mathieu Gris at the rail. Here's the wire. Beautiful Noise ahead to High Walden.
Beautiful Noise, after a 6-race drought, wins her first graded stakes event by a head. Juddmonte Farms' High Walden was second. Beautiful Noise is a 5-year-old daughter of Sonny's Halo out of a Secretariat mare. She's owned by Janice Whipham, trained by Ron McAnally, and ridden to victory by Chris McCarron. McCarron is 9 wins away from his 7,000th career victory. Beautiful Noise has won 6 of her 18 starts with earnings of $410,000. And an excellent performance from a Louisiana-bred filly in New Orleans at the fairgrounds. The $125,000 Victoria Lass Handicap for fillies and mares 4 and up, going 6 furlongs. Number 2, Hallow Dreams, carrying the high weight of 121 pounds, turned for home and drew clear by 5 1/4 lengths at the wire in a new track record time of 1:08 1/5. Jockey Sylvester Carmouche said he didn't know how fast she was going, but he knew that she was rolling. This was Hallow Dreams' 20th career victory in 21 starts for owner Johnny Gaspard and Lloyd Romero. Lloyd Romero is also the trainer. Aloe Dreams, who equaled that incredible win streak set by Cigar and Citation, has earned $547,000 now in her career. And just a friendly reminder, for the latest in horse racing news, go to ESPN.com and click on horse racing.
This is Mike. Mike sells muscle cars, but despite their 4-barrel carbs, their dual overhead cams, and their V8 engines, Mike's muscle cars didn't move very fast. So Mike went on cable TV. And that, as Mike would say, put the pedal to the metal. Cable advertising. It's easy, it's affordable, it works. AT&T Media Services. Get your ads worth.
Ladies and gentlemen, take your seats. Destination, non-stop entertainment. Digital cable from AT&T Broadband is your ticket. Call now for a free installation upgrade. Break the channel barrier with dozens of new digital choices for the whole family. Plus, get extra channels of your favorite premium services at no extra cost. And with the touch of a button, check into in-demand pay-per-view. Call now to subscribe to digital cable from AT&T Broadband. Your ticket to entertainment.
It's the ESPN Action Sports and Music Awards, fueled by Mountain Dew, hosted by Rebecca Romaine Stamos, LL Cool J, and Chris Klein. Plus, a special live performance by the original members of Black Sabbath. Tuesday, April 10th on ESPN.
The Racehorse Digest is presented by Citgo. California, Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, they're all hotbeds for American quarter horse racing. Louisiana is starting to cut into their territory thanks to meets like the one at the fairgrounds in New Orleans. All horse racing breeds have seen periodic domination of certain events, like Dwayne Lucas winning 6 straight Triple Crown races. In the quarter horse game, Rodney Reed has owned the Grade 1 Blue Ribbon Futurity, saddling 8 of the last 11 winners. And Reed was represented by 4 starters in the $150,000 final this year, including Rolling Option. But another option for the players was the post-time favorite, Libby's Cartel.
They're off and running in the Grade 1 Blue Ribbon Futurity. Between horses, Rolling Option is going to the front. Libby's Cartel was away fast. To the outside, it's Baby Doll Form. And between horses, Royal Blue Choo Choo, it is Rolling Option. Libby's Cartel to the inside. Libby's Cartel.
Lukewarm favorite, Libby's Cartel beats Rolling Option by a neck to interrupt Rodney Reed's hold on the Blue Ribbon Futurity. Reed runners collected checks for 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 8th place efforts. With Debbie Freeman aboard, Libby's Cartel takes down the $45,000 winner's share for owner Charles Rader. Trainer Rex Brooks resides near Blue Ribbon Downs and saddled his 2nd winner in his hometown's biggest race. Now to the $41,000 Blue Ribbon Derby, where Rodney Reed had the favorite, He's a Fast and Tough, as one of his 4 finalists. But He's a Fast and Tough proved to be neither in a race dominated by long shots. The winner was number 3, Fee-Fi-Fo Who, a filly who was just 2 for 10 coming into this race. And she wins it surprisingly easily, especially for a 37-to-1 outsider. Fellow long shots Ira Runner and Gamboletta Kane finished 2nd and 3rd. Jason Sloan trains Fee-Fi-Fo Who for owner Melissa Ann Akins. The winning jockey was veteran Roger Smith, who last won this race back in 1982. At Sunland Park, defending distance champion Sign of Landing went after his 12th straight win. He's the 5 horse in the middle of the pack. His price was 1 to 5.
Top of the lane, Heavenly Shuttle on the inside, just in front. Coming through is JJ's Double Dash. Sign of Lanty on the outside is back 3rd. Heavenly Shuttle's in the lead. The filly holding on. Sign of Lanty not getting there yet. Heavenly Shuttle holding on. Heavenly Shuttle's going to do it. Heavenly Shuttle wins a length. Sign of Lanty.
All good streaks come to an end, and Sign of Lanty stops 3 wins short of tying the all-time record. The 7-year-old lacked his usual zip from the gate, was wide on the turn, and could not reel in the winner. But don't think Heavenly Shuttle is a fluke. Ray Herring's 4-year-old filly has proven to be the best distance horse at Sunland this winter. She also gets the first invite to the MCI WorldCom Challenge Championship in October. Heavenly Shuttle is trained by Junior Markham and was ridden by Jerry Lee Yoakum. Now to New Orleans for the last vestiges of the Mardi Gras, featuring a Futurity and Derby of the same name. The $100,000 Futurity field was led by fastest qualifier and favorite, Little Easy Flyer. But there is another one to watch, Carrie's Little Jess.
Pero And from between horses, Ought to Be Cash goes for the lead. Carries Little Jess. Lil Easy Flyer on the inside, then Sela streaking. It's Carries Lil Jess winning it.
Carries Little Jess keeps her record perfect at 2 for 2 and sets a new 330-yard track record. The favorite, Lil Easy Flyer, faded to 5th, while La Jolla Flash finished 6th after ducking out early in the race. Carries Little Jess races for Nacho Flores, who also owns the top caliber gelding, Victory Defined. Chad Hassenflug saddled the winner, who was ridden by former Sam Houston riding champion, Gilbert Ortiz. Now to the Mardi Gras Derby. Silent Overdrive brought in the best credentials by virtue of a time trial win over Jesse Lee Perry. Here's what happened.
They're off. On the inside, Scoopy Cash for the lead. Real Quite on the inside is next. Now from the outside, Silent Overdrive. Scoopy Cash has the lead on the outside, Silent Overdrive. And further out, Jesse Lee Perry, Silent Overdrive.
Silent Overdrive shifts into high gear under L.J. Melancon to make the Mardi Gras Derby his first stakes win. Jesse Lee Perry was next across the wire, but was disqualified for interference and placed last. Silent Overdrive is a Louisiana-bred gelding owned by Gerard Hebert and trained by Chad Hassenflug. Veteran trainer Bob Gilbert remains in critical condition in Long Beach, California, following an assault in the early hours of March 14th. The 56-year-old Gilbert may have been followed to a remote parking area at Los Alamitos after an evening at a nearby casino. Los Alamitos racecourse owner Ed Allred has pledged a $100,000 reward for information leading to the conviction of the perpetrators. An assistance fund for Gilbert has also been established. For information about American Quarter Horse activities in your area, call 1-800-414-RIDE.
Hungry for some white, flaky fish? How about delicious, crunchy shrimp? Come in now for the Fish 21-piece crunchy shrimp and more meal. The perfect combination of everything you love about Long John Silver's. You get our famous fish, 21 crunchy shrimp, piping hot hush puppies, crispy fries, and slaw for just $3.99. It's the taste and the deal you can only find at Long John Silver's. The only place to go for that one-of-a-kind taste, Long John Silver's.
1,200 pounds of pure horsepower. An adrenaline-pumping, all-out dash to the finish line. Owning a racing American Quarter Horse is like having your very own high-powered dragster. Let the American Quarter Horse Association show you how easy it is to get started. Call us at 1-800-414-RIDE or visit AQHA.com. Then call your friends and invite them to join you in the winner's circle.
Prepare to lay the smackdown in the all-new Hell in a Cell in a high-flying ladder match. WWF SmackDown 2, know your role for the PlayStation game console. Think you got what it takes, jabroni?
I love this place.
Rated T for teen.
This spring, I think it's about time I grew up.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Man, you got issues. You know that, right?
Good men aren't hard to find. Morris Chestnut, D.L. Hughley, Phil Bellamy, Shamar Moore, The Brothers.
I do not need the drama. Miss Jackie Chan.
Rated R opens Friday.
No mess is too big for this baby. Perfect for your biggest problem areas.
But a vacuum.
Yes! You missed a spot.
Could you lift your feet up? It works. Spring cleaning. All it takes is the right equipment and your Visa card. It's every way you want.
Welcome back to the Racehorse Digest. Our Citgo leaderboard for the trainers. On top, Bob Baffert, but also off to a fast start in 2001, Steve Asmussen and Scott Lake. And now look at some more action for the 3-year-olds from this past weekend, starting in Aqueduct with the Grade 3 $200,000 Gotham Stakes at 1 mile, which is part of our Racing to the Kentucky Derby series. You could see it on ESPN2. Richly Blended, the second choice at 3-1, took the lead out of the gate and is still in the lead as they head for home.
Field is coming for the top of the stretch, and it's still richly blended, and he's looking to go wire to wire in the Gotham. It's richly blended by 3 lengths. Then Mr. John and Voodoo and Marciano, and they're at the 8th pole, and richly blended is pouring it on. He's in front by 6 lengths. It's all richly blended. He's going to remain undefeated. He was able to handle the mile today. Richly blended, a 5-length winner.
Richly Blended, winning his stakes debut, kept his record unblemished. He's a perfect 3 for 3 in his career. His other 2 victories were at Laurel Park. Tom Van Meter's Mr. John was second, and Voodoo took the show. Ridden by Rick Wilson, Richly Blended is owned by Raymond Dweck and trained by Ben Perkins. Richly Blended has earned $150,000 for his 3 wins. He ran the mile in a time of 1:35 flat. Gulfstream closed their meet with the Grade 2 $250,000 Bonnie Miss Stakes for 3-year-old fillies at 1 mile and an 1/8. On the lead is Tap Dance, the 3rd betting favorite, with jockey Jerry Bailey aboard. Here's the call.
It is Tap Dance just over a 1/4 mile from home. She and Jerry Bailey lead the Bonnie Miss by 4 lengths. Halo Reality begins to run after her in second. To the outside, Indy Glory down at the rail. Goes Unbridled Lassie, and they come to the final furlong. Tap Dance feels 3 right-handed cracks of Jerry Bailey's whip. Now he goes to the left, and Tap Dance leads by 4. Halo Reality is second. To the outside, Indy Glory and Unbridled Lassie up the rail. But it is Tap Dance, and this is going to be a record setter for Jerry Bailey. His 13th stakes win is the Bonnie Miss, and Tap Dance wins.
Tap Dance dances on home to a 4-length victory over Halo Reality and the favorite Unbridled Lassie. Tap Dance, a daughter of Pleasant Tap, paid $6.70 for the win. This victory gave jockey Jerry Bailey a record-breaking 13th stakes victory for the Gulfstream meet. Tap Dance is owned by Edward Evans and trained by Mark Hennig. She has won 3 of her 8 starts and earned $199,000. She finished the mile and an 1/8 in a time of 1:52 flat. On Saturday, Hialeah Park opened their meet for the first time in 2 years at their own venue. They held the Grade 3 $100,000 Everglades Stakes for 3-year-olds going 1 mile and a 1/16 on the turf. Here's the call.
Mr. Notebook has been there throughout. Baptized on the outside is let loose. Proud Man has clear sailing. On the far outside, it's One-Eyed Joker. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go. Proud Man, under confident handling, moves up to take the lead. Baptized is now back to second. Mr. Notebook in third, then Mumtaz. Proud Man proves much the best here. Renee Douglas never went to the whip. He wins by 2.5 lengths.
Proud Man rallies on the outside to win the Everglades by 2 lengths over Baptized, with strategic partner taking the show. Proud Man, a Florida-bred colt, paid $5.60 for the win. He won his 3rd straight graded stakes for owners Bob Kaufman, Roger Weiss, and Steve Weiss. Harry Benson trains, and Renee Douglas rides. The Connections hope this is the first leg of an Everglades Flamingo sweep. His next start will be the Flamingo Stakes on April 7th. And one more 3-year-old event to take a look at, this one at Tampa Bay Downs. It was the $200,000 Tampa Bay Derby at 1 mile and a 1/16. The favorite was Burning Roma, who won the Sam Davis Stakes earlier this month. Under jockey Richard Migliore, Burning Roma draws off in the stretch to win the Tampa Bay Derby by 2 3/4 lengths over American Prince. Burning Roma is 2 for 2 as a 3-year-old. Last year, he finished 4th in the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Burning Roma, a $90,000 Keeneland sales grad, is owned by Harold Queen and trained by Heather Giglio. Burning Roma has won 5 of his 7 starts and earned $382,000. He finished the mile and the 1/16 in 1:44 1/5.
Endurance Red Zone. The strongest form of wetness protection Old Spice has ever made, just for guys who sweat big. Nothing is stronger, guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and Old Spice will buy you a stick of yours. Red Zone.
This year, the road to Kentucky runs through Chicago. Sportsman's Park presents the nationally televised Illinois Derby on April 7th. Now a major prep race for the Kentucky Derby and one of the richest, most prestigious 3-year-old stakes in the country. Catch 43 days of racing excitement at Sportsman's, plus a newly improved facility, a highly acclaimed racing surface, and now a stop on the road to the Kentucky Derby. In 2001, make Sportsman's Park your first stop, March 2nd through April 30th.
High Endurance Red Zone. The Strongest form of wetness protection Old Spice has ever made, just for guys who sweat big. Nothing is stronger, guaranteed. Or call 1-800-PROVE-IT and Old Spice will buy you a stick of yours. Red Zone.
You think you're ready for this? This is the show, Rook. This isn't about stats. It's about guts, instinct, and knowing the slugging percentage of a career platoon player with a knack for clutch dingers. Warm up the modem, Sparky. This here's reality. ESPN Fantasy Baseball.
This ESPN presentation of Racehorse Digest is brought to you by Citgo. We know you. By the American Quarter Horse Association, let freedom ride. And by Long John Silver's, you can't resist the cravings. Equibase.com, your official online source for racing information from entries to results and everything in between. Equibase.com is a service of Equibase Company, the thoroughbred industry's official database. Since it was started, the $6 million Dubai World Cup has been attracting the best in America, and that includes Bob Baffert and his Kentucky Derby winning star, Silver Charm. In 1998, Baffert and Silver Charm traveled to Nat Al Sheba racetrack in Dubai and won the world's richest race. And now, 3 years later, Baffert is ready to return with another 4-year-old that holds a lot of promise. Baffert is trying to leave Dubai a winner for the second time in just 4 years. Captain Steve found his stride in the swaps last July and has been a player ever since. This is the captain winning the Don earlier this year. He worked under the lights in Dubai on Monday, and Baffert says he has taken to the track very well. Captain Steve proved in 2000 that he's a good traveler, and that should work in his favor this weekend. Baffert headed to the Middle East shortly after Point Given won last weekend. The Captain Steve will have to share the racetrack with some other stars. The host Godolphin Stable will have an impact, and there's also American star Aptitude. This is his first start since finishing 8th in the Clark Handicap last November. The son of AP Indy is trained by Bobby Frankel, and he is the only other American horse in the field. Aptitude was second in the Kentucky Derby, Belmont, and the Gotham as a 3-year-old. And we'll have a full report on the $6 million Dubai World Cup on next week's Digest. As a matter of fact, Chris Lincoln is on location. Join us for complete coverage of the world's richest race. Just a reminder, we will be on a little bit later next Wednesday at 4 Eastern. You'll also have a couple of other chances to catch the Digest before the week comes to an end. This year's Mid-Atlantic Thoroughbred Championship Series will feature 30 races worth more than $3 million, plus an additional $550,000 in bonuses. Of the 30 races, 9 are Grade 3s. The series will cover 5 tracks: Delaware Park, Laurel Park, Pimlico Racecourse, the Meadowlands, and Monmouth Park, and could also add Colonial Downs in Virginia to the schedule. The stakes purses range from $75,000 to $200,000. The series starts next month and will conclude in late September. And one other note, apprentice Chris Prather, who leads all North American jockeys in victories in 2001, is expected to be sidelined 6 to 8 weeks after suffering a knee injury in a starting gate mishap on Saturday at Turfway Park in Florence, Kentucky. Prather, who is 22, was scheduled to return early this week to her parents' home in Montana, where she will be examined by medical specialists on Thursday. This Sunday on ESPN2, don't miss Today at the Races. It will feature the $150,000 Sportsman's Park Breeders' Cup. The San Pedro Stakes will be live from Santa Anita, and the lucrative Explosive Bid Handicap from the fairgrounds will also be included. It starts at 4:30 Eastern this Sunday. Don't miss it. Up next here on ESPN, it's the second of 7 qualifiers in the United States Equestrian Team's $100,000 reining series. Exhibitors in Ocala, Florida will be chasing an invitation to the USET semifinals, which will be held later this spring in Oklahoma City. To advance, you have to make a sliding stop into the top 6. Reining is the first Western discipline on a collision course with the Olympics. See why next on GMC America's Horse. That's the Digest. Thanks for joining us. As we mentioned, Chris Lincoln is in Dubai. We'll have complete coverage of the Dubai World Cup next week. So long, everyone. We leave you with Point Given, who took command down the stretch and won the San Felipe Stakes at Santa Anita with authority last weekend. His next start will be the Santa Anita Derby. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.